I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
Counting this all there?
Oh, no, go ahead, count it.
Yeah, come on. No bullshit. Prince.
Yeah. Man, don't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Yeah. Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Clap stubs at your mother's casket, walking out of a wake. Bang. Young Pesci, fucko, come test me. Fake suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another Malice in Wonderland. It's your boy, Kayla, and I'm here with my homie, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pablo Escobars. How you doing today, Pablo? We're recording this intro a little late, you know, because we had some technical difficulties. That's why the episode's getting a little late out a couple days, you know, but it's okay because of that, we were able to get some really good breaking news into the program. How you feeling today, bro?
Like $1 million, bro. We are here, and I don't even know what the breaking news is, so I'm about to be informed just as you guys are.
So basically, this news we got here, bro, we're gonna run this.
So the male that's involved in this incident, his name is going to be Maxwell Azzarillo. Right, he's a male. He's born in 1987. His driver's license indicates that he's from St. Augustine, Florida. What we know from speaking to other witnesses and family members is that he arrived in New York sometime earlier in the week. We have his car being in St. Augustine, Florida on the 13th. So anywhere between the 13th and today, he arrived. We spoke to family members today. They were unaware that he was even in New York. As the fire commissioner stated, he's at Cornell Burn Center right now in likely condition. So the accelerant that was used, it appears to be some kind of alcohol-based substance that's used for cleaning. And that's all we have right now.
Carlos, why don't we go right down the line, left to right, and just we'll decide who's going to take what.
I wanted to ask you about security. Obviously, there's about the officers. Are you going to be putting more officers? Is any change to the strategy for the protocol was before?
Listen, Mark, after every incident, we have an after action, and we'll talk about if we're going to add officers or not. But just so you know, we had a lot of officers in the area. It is open to the public to still walk through the park, and so there was no security breach here at all.
Eric Peterson. Thanks, Chief. Any evidence of political motivation here to the pamphlet? Give you any clues as to why this occurred?
The pamphlet seemed to be propaganda-based, almost like a conspiracy theory type of pamphlet. Some information in regards to Ponzi schemes and the fact that some of our local educational institutes are fronts for the mob. So a little bit of a conspiracy theory going on here.
Rocco.
Chief, any indication if he was here in the park earlier this week at all?
Now, we're going to go through all August video, but what we've seen so far today, it appears that
So basically, homie set himself on fire in front of the Trump trial. He did self-immolation as protest. And we're going to get into some details about this. He posted this yesterday before he did it on Substack called the Ponzi page. Guy's name is, so here we go. I have set myself on fire outside this Trump trial. My name is Max Azzarello, and I am an investigative researcher who set himself on fire outside of the Trump trial in Manhattan. This is an extreme act of protest to draw attention to an urgent and important discovery. We are victims of a totalitarian and our own government, along with many of their allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup. Right? And then you go, this is the pamphlet they were talking about. I think we should go in depth about this as details emerge more next week. But like what was in this pamphlet is pretty crazy. I'm gonna put this on the screen here. It's not all the pages of the pamphlet. I didn't want to give too much away because I do want to talk about this in this coming episode more. But damn, dog, how about that shit, dog? Homie went to the extremes to get the word out.
Yeah, that's like the way you say. Damn, I know it's literally what it was, self-immolation. But when you say that, I think of like the Indians when they would protest. In India, that was a common thing amongst I think like Gandhi's followers. I'm not sure, or I think monks did that. I just know it's a really extreme form of protest, and it's like a a last-ditch effort of look over here, unless you're crazy, and my brain is gonna say that possibly could have been set on fire. I don't know.
Well,
I possibly could have been a cover. No?
Well, no, he for sure lit himself on fire. It was like he said, an extreme act of protest, and he did it to promote that Substack. He has, because we're going to talk about that. I think depending on how valid that Substack is and the things he's talking about, I'm thinking we're probably going to do Cushion Conspiracy on that Substack and on this guy next week, because he put out like a huge investigative report on Substack when he did this, like those Ponzi papers. I didn't go through them yet, but people have been, and they've been talking about it, and they've been like, yo, this dude put together this information. And if you think of the balls of a person, like think about us, dog, like how we've been deciding on how to get this podcast out to people, right?
I'm not lighting myself on fire.
Exactly. I'll do a lot of things for attention.
The fire on the rabbit is as close as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, so like you really gotta have it in your heart, and like I'm not saying it's a normal, totally sane thing to do, but you really gotta believe in what you're talking about to go and light yourself on fire, because there ain't many worse deaths than that, bro. And homie survived, so like they put his ass out within 2 minutes. Yeah. They if you watch the video, they run over there when he's fully engulfed in flames with a fire extinguisher, and he's likely to survive, which
that sucks, but it's good. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like that sucks. That's a lot of pain. Like,
but I'll tell you one thing: he got the attention he wanted. And everybody today is reading that Substack, and everybody today is paying attention to that shit. So, and another topic, I didn't really bring any graphics or any videos in for this. We were discussing Israel and Iran, and when Iran or Israel would respond. It's so funny, dog, because literally as we were recording the podcast the other day, talking about when was Israel going to respond, they did a limited strike on Iran, and they hit like some type of military base inside of Iran. So, sorry guys, just didn't get up not too long ago, my bad. But yeah, they hit some base in Iran, and I know that it's going to be, it's like Israel basically saying, yo, you see how we stopped every one of your 300 some missiles and drones, and you couldn't even stop one of ours? So I think they were kind of sending a message, but I don't think it's going to deter Iran, because they're very,
it's a religious thing behind it.
Like they don't care about the death part, I don't think. Like
way of living.
Yeah, like they find glory in death, especially in death in battle. So like they're the wrong ones to try and fucking poke, because they'll come at you knowing they're gonna die with a smile on their face. You know what I'm saying? Ready to go to Allah. So playing with fire, I feel like
playing with fire.
Literally, everybody's playing with fire nowadays. But hey, thank you for understanding why we took a little extra time and a couple more days to get this episode out. Technical difficulties happened. We appreciate you. And just to let you know, there's a banging ass episode lined up with Mothers of Darkness Castle, The Best Medicine, some great news stories we didn't discuss right here. Law 3 of the 40 Power, Conceal Your Intentions, and some great wise words from Dr. Jordan B. Peterson at the end. Thank you, guys. Going into our news stories, we have a story breaking overnight. It's in a bunch of states last night, 911 call centers went down. I don't know much about this yet. I'm thinking it's a hack. Let's run this video.
Centers in several states, including Texas, report outages overnight, and city leaders don't know what's causing it. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more on the outages and a warning from U.S. officials.
Overnight, multiple police forces across 4 states reporting their 911 phone lines were down, including the entire state of South Dakota, 1 county in Nebraska, a police department in Del Rio, Texas, and 2 departments in Nevada, including the Las Vegas Police Department.
There is no centralized 911 system in the country, so it's going to be some time before we know exactly how many systems are affected.
Even landlines were unable to dial 911 into Las Vegas police. They urged residents to dial 911 on a mobile device, and we will be able to see your number and will call you back right away. The cause of the outages? Not clear overnight. But just yesterday, an analysis from the Homeland Security Department warned that 911 call centers have become a likely target for cyber attacks, as hackers could steal personal information and police records to carry out additional crimes such as extortion and identity theft.
So yeah, man, that's like, it's crazy that these hackers can get in and just shut down 911 call centers. Like, imagine if they could shut the whole country's 911 down at one time, which could be possible because just recently, within the last 2 years, I think Congress did something about federalizing 911 that they're working on right now to where it would all be one system. And then what happens if that gets hacked? What happens if that gets shut down? Just this past week, I had a medical emergency with my girl, bro. I thought my girl was dying. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit, but she turned out to be all right. But what would have happened if I could not have got to 911 in time? Because what was happening with my girl, if they wouldn't have been able to get there and help her, she would have been in a real bad spot. What do you think, Doug?
I mean, no, I definitely think this could be an issue. This would definitely be an issue that I feel like somebody could be behind this, but there's also the possibility that of a coincidence. I always try to play the other side, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, this is where me and him, we got the best fucking both worlds right here. Like, he's more analytical, I'm more emotional, you know, like is what it is.
Well, when you think about it, when you think about it, the Homeland Security just said our systems were vulnerable, and it's 4 separate systems in 4 separate states all at one time. So these systems are not connected. Huh?
What if it's just a practice run?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it might be, is just a practice run, and it's just in the hacker world they call it penetration testing. It's testing the gates before you, but that's really what they call it, is penetration testing.
That sounds like a porn rehearsal.
It's kind of like what Israel did, or Iran did to Israel over the week, where they sent like those 300 missiles and told everybody they were sending them missiles and drones, and they all got shot down. But I think there's a bigger thing to that. But we're gonna get into the rest of the news. Here we go.
We've got news from the historic impeachment trial on Capitol Hill. It's over. The Senate has now, by a vote of 51 to 49, found that the second article of impeachment against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is unconstitutional because it does not allege a high crime or misdemeanor. That article charged Mayorkas with breach of trust, accusing him of lying to Congress about how secure the border was. All Democrats voted that that article was unconstitutional. All Republicans voted that it was. There are more Democrats.
So here we go. We got another voting justice. Just because there's more Democrats than there is Republicans, he gets to skate the impeachment trial, and they say, oh, it's unconstitutional. No high crimes and misdemeanors. He lied to fucking Congress. Is that not a crime? For our whole lives, haven't we known that lying to Congress is a crime? Like, fuck out of here, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't understand. Didn't they just try to impeach Donald Trump when he was president for some shit like that? Like, get out of here, bro.
But this shit goes both ways. You know, this is what this show's about. Like, probably would have gone the other way, too. You know, if it would have been more Republicans, it probably wouldn't have allowed
exactly that shit. So, that's why when I vote this year, I'm voting for George Washington. I'm not voting for any of these motherfuckers, because that's the kind of energy we need, is George Washington energy. Save the country, save the nation, because both sides of this shit, they're working in cahoots. They're with each other. It's all a big fucking game. At this point, that's what I realized. I had faith in Trump for a little bit, but now I realize it's all a big fucking game, bro.
You know, when you tie yourself in with the big star, to say less, you know what I mean? The star.
Yeah.
You know, that one guy that
we're going to get into the star. What's crazy is we're getting into the star right now. Right now, we're going to get into the star.
From the moment the first launches of Iranian killer drones and missiles were detected, a new era of warfare in the sky. All told, Iran launching more than 300 of their signature drones, as well as cruise and ballistic missiles, flying towards Israel in retaliation for the Israeli strike on the Iranian consulate in Syria. Here's some of what we know about Iran's weaponry. At first came the waves of the Iranian-made Shahed 136 drone, a drone that has also been used extensively by Russia against Ukraine since 2022. The drone has a max speed of 115 miles an hour, meaning it took hours to cross the well over 600-mile distance between Israel and Iran, and making easy targets for fighter jets scrambled to intercept. The IDF says 170 of those drones were destroyed, with U.S. forces shooting down 80 of them. The IDF also saying it took down 30 of.
So yeah, it's getting crazy.
Waste your ammo.
Yeah, well, no, they're not wasting their well, they. Oh, you mean like shooting them down, wasting their ammo? Yeah, that's definitely, I think, probably a smaller piece of that, but I think a bigger piece of that is they're probably collecting data on that Iron Dome system and how it works. And that, you know, like testing the gates, just like with the 911 system we've seen, testing the gates. And we're going to get right. We got
Israel tonight, the Iranian-backed Hezbollah striking Israel from the north. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu making his first public comments since Iran's direct attack on Israel. And tonight, what sources are telling ABC News about two separate moments since that Iranian attack, when Israel was set to retaliate against Iran, but then stopped. Matt Gutman in Israel again tonight.
Tonight, with Israel vowing to retaliate against Iran, tensions ratcheting higher as the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah launched this attack on an Israeli military base in northern Israel. The drones crashing into this village, then that fireball. Hezbollah releasing this video, POV of the drone in that death dive. 18 wounded, including 14 Israeli soldiers. And as the world waits to see how Israel responds to Iran, sources telling ABC News that on at least 2 nights this week, Israel prepared, then aborted retaliatory strikes against Iran. And in his first public comment since Iran's massive missile attack Saturday, a defiant Prime Minister Netanyahu signaling Israel will do everything necessary to defend itself. And tonight, Israel's president revealing new video from October 7th.
Yeah, so it's getting fucking hairy. They were going to attack twice, and they aborted both times. Supposedly, what they said was, oh, we're going to wait till after Passover. And I'm like, you just doing like, are we gonna? Are we not gonna? Are we gonna? We're going to wait till Passover. We're not going to wait till Passover. But it's the typical tiny hat move to lie and connive. And
I mean, listen, I think that we can't forget, we can't overlook the fact that there was going to be a peace treaty. They were working on it. And fucking good old Joe's dumbass went out there, had a couple things to say, and canceled that peace treaty. Just shut that shit the fuck down. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like there's not things that both sides have tried to do to help the situation. And I know that they're always, it's war, brother. Everybody's going to have their own little hidden agenda. But you know, Israel has given up 75% of the fucking country to Palestine to try to supplement it. But I do know that there's a lot of hidden shit behind this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that we don't see in the fucking news that they're not gonna tell us.
Well, you mean Palestine has given up 70% of their country to Israel? Well, not given up, but had it taken away from them.
No. I mean, Israelis have given up a large portion.
No,
of
they
their
haven't.
country.
No, they have not given any of their country. They took everything they have, and they're not giving it back, and they only want to take more. See, Palestine was its own country up until 1947, and the Rothschilds and the Balfour Declaration and all that shit happened. And they just said, hey, we're moving in here. We don't care how you feel about it. And since then, they've taken more and more and more and more land. And that's why they're wiping out the Gaza Strip, because they're taking the Gaza Strip. And that's why right now they're bulldozing shit in the West Bank, because they're going to kick them out of the West Bank. And there's going to be no such thing as Palestine anymore very soon. And it's like, I just, it's fucking disgusting. I know they say Hamas this and Hamas that and whatever, but I know that Netanyahu's behind funding and creating Hamas. And Hamas has been kept in power specifically to make Palestine look bad all these years. Okay? Those people have not had an election in 18 fucking years. Okay? So there's the kids that are down there dying now never asked for this. They didn't vote for this. People that are 18 years old dying right now, they didn't ask for this vote. People that are fucking 28 didn't ask for that and vote for it. They were children when that happened. All right? And all they've done their whole life is watch more and more of their land get taken, their people be fucking slaughtered and taken advantage of, while a country next door gets to decide when they get power, when they get access to clean water. Like, what are you talking about? If they can go onto the internet or not, and where they can go onto the internet? Who gets to decide that for another country? Who?
Well, I mean, this is also like backed with, there's a lot of religious things behind this and why these things are happening. I mean, I understand this is why Palestine and the Muslim countries are responding how they're responding, because
and they have every fucking right.
Red heifer, yeah, if anybody's watching this knows anything about the red heifer, which is public information, you know, I suggest you guys do some research on that. That's what's going on right now. That's why they're mad. They know what's about to happen to that temple.
Yeah, and not only that, they're watching what's happening to the Palestinians, bro. Like, do you think they don't, the Muslim world, say what you want about their beliefs and whatever, but if you're a Muslim and somebody else is a Muslim, it don't matter if you're a world away, you're still brothers. Like, a Muslim will do anything for a Muslim. And you have these countries.
The same goes for the tiny hats.
Exactly, but there's a lot more Muslims. And you have all these countries sitting back and they're watching, bro, these videos of hospitals getting bombed, fucking aid trucks getting fucking bombed, aid convoys getting bombed, to the point where the aid people are like, yo, we're not going in there anymore because Israel's blowing everything the fuck up that goes in there. So now the images of children starving and dying, what they're doing is no longer a military occupation or a fucking military operation or fighting Hamas. Now you're just wiping out civilians. Now you're just disgusting, bro. It's genocide. It's fucking genocide. And look how far we've fallen, because who were the victims 80 years ago are now the perpetrators.
I mean, I don't know. That's also
we're gonna stay away from that. We're gonna stay way the fuck away from that.
On the podcast with I think there was big victims as possible. I mean, listen, guys, do research on what the Brown House was and what happened to that. All right, but moving on.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna get into some migrant news.
So in the opinion polls, the border is now the #1 issue in the US, in border states such as Arizona, Texas, but also up north in places like Montana, in places like New York. A lot of frustration about it, and people are basically turning around and saying this is an issue of fairness. I pay into the system, I work hard, I do what I was meant to do. Yet I seem to get looked over for people to be put up in hotels, for people to be, as they see it, given a free pass into the US. That really, really angers people. And a lot of that anger is focused at Joe Biden. People know that he loosen the rules in early in his administration through executive orders. People know that he stopped building the wall that Trump was building, and people really are frustrated by that, and they see that as weakness, and they see it as him trying to please Democrats on his own side rather than want to do what's right by the country.
Facts.
100% big fucking facts right there. And it's more than that. It's about bringing in a new voting class. It's about having the Democrats in every tentacle of government forever.
You couldn't go outside without a stupid vaccine. You couldn't go to work without a vaccine. Some jobs were just not allowing it. They were trying to cut deals for people to get the vaccine, giving people half of their jail time for fucking vaccine. Like, yo, listen.
Dog, do you remember?
It's brother, yo, it's ridiculous. And all of this shit, people get to come in here and do whatever the fuck they want. They get all these subsidies, while Americans weren't able to do nothing. They were just sneaking motherfuckers in. Hey, bro, this is all information open to the public, but people nowadays just watch shit like this or other things. Hopefully, it's like this, and just accept this shit and don't even do no fucking research. Like I'm gonna constantly say in every episode, I implore you guys to do research on what the fuck we say. Just maybe you learn something we don't know.
Yeah,
that's what this is about.
And maybe we're wrong, and you can correct us in the comments. You can use that as a way to say, "Hey, fuck, you didn't say this right," and we're very humble dudes. We're willing to bow our heads and say, flog me in the court of public opinion. I'm sorry. You know, I'm willing to retract statements, all that. So, like he said, look into it. You know, make sure you double check everything everyone's saying, not just us. You know, and that brings me, you were bringing up the vaccination shit and what they were doing. Do you remember when we were in Dallas, Texas, bro? We went to that one place because we needed money real quick for the job. And like, we went to that like training and it was like, oh, yo, and if you get the vaccine, bro, we'll give you fucking, what was it, like $250 extra in your second check or something? You remember that?
Yeah, man, they were pushing that shit really hard.
Them people thought we was hitmen just in Dallas.
That goes back to the last episode when we were talking about, what's his face? The fucking McDonald's fries.
Yeah. Bill Gates.
There you go, Mr. Billy.
Exactly. Yo, you remember them dudes at that job thought we was hitmen, like legit? You remember that?
Yeah.
that we was just
shit and where we traveled from and how we knew each other and everything seemed weird to them.
Yeah, they were like, yo, are you just here doing a temp job just to have like some kind of paperwork that you was here doing normal shit and not killing people?
If we were, we wouldn't speak about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just fucking ridiculous.
We weren't doing that. I promise you.
Yeah, we're good people.
Somewhat good people, but nah, I'm just playing. So let's go.
Yeah, thanks, Green. I'm gonna ask you about inflation.
Here's your favorite. Here's your favorite.
When he came in,
I always gotta load up a clip with her.
But it was 1.4% in January of 2021, and that was the 11th consecutive month at that time under 2%. So was the president misleading Americans?
So when the president took office, and you know this, there was a pandemic. It was closing down businesses, closing down schools, and so it was drastically disrupting the supply chain. Let's not forget about that. And so that's what was going on. And that caused inflation around the world to increase. We know that. And then further increase.
That's all I hear,
inflation
Doug.
was the Russia's war in Ukraine. And in fact, many other countries are
Look at her
worse
blinking
off.
pattern. She's nervous as fuck.
Exactly, because bro, she got the worst job in the world, Doug, and she's so dumb.
I might not like her and all of that, but I gotta be fair. Where
she gotta come in there and like try to explain all the bullshit going on. Like her brain probably just malfunctions all day trying to come up with these excuses, like, because we know it's bullshit. Like, it's just all bullshit coming out of her fucking mouth. I always gotta load up a clip with her for you because I know she's your favorite person in the world. But let's get into the next news. This happened overnight. This is some breaking news. a volcano started busting off in Indonesia, and now they got a tsunami warning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, son, this just happened, bro.
Those motherfuckers never get a break, bro.
I know, dog. Do you remember when they got hit with that tsunami that killed like 100,000 people when we was younger? You remember that?
Yeah, that shit was like something out of a fucking movie.
Yeah, I know, dog. That shit was crazy. I remember that. Let's hope they're...
The world's ending, dog. It's just a slow process, man.
Dog, revelations, bruh. Everybody watching should get closer to Jesus. I ain't putting it on you. Whatever your thing is your thing. And you know, I'm all for that. Get close to whatever God you believe in, because
Jesus, if you believe in this shit and it makes you a better person, more power to you, brother.
Exactly. Get close to something that gives you peace and purpose. You know what I'm saying? Peace and purpose, and then everything else is gonna fall in line. So we got some more crazy news. Remember we had that crazy news the other week about the big heist in LA where they took like 30 mil or some shit like that? Check this out. I'm thinking, are these the same guys who did that shit? Like, it ain't, but damn, a lot of big heists happen.
It's being called the biggest gold heist in Canadian history. Authorities there and in the U.S. said Wednesday 6 people were arrested and 3 more
Most polite robbery ever.
after $16 million worth of gold and currency were stolen from cargo arriving from overseas.
Our investigation involves a stolen quantity of gold and foreign currency that were ordered from a refinery in Zurich, Switzerland. The gold and currency were transported in the hull of an Air Canada flight in an approved airline container destined for Toronto. This flight arrived at Toronto's Peterson International Airport on April 17th, 2023 at 3:56 p.m. Shortly after, the gold and currency were offloaded from the aircraft and brought into Air Canada cargo facility. At 6:32 p.m., the suspect arrived at Air Canada Cargo driving a 5-ton truck.
Yeah, so all kind of fucking movie style Ocean's 11 heists going on lately.
Yo, I'd say inside job, bro. I call bullshit. I mean, either it's people who work there, people connected to there, or it could be another 9/11 sting, you know, like another one of those things where just coincidentally all the money went out right before the shit went to crap. I feel like they know what's coming, so they're stacking up on cash and gold.
So to keep from running long, there's more to that video. They actually caught 6 or 7 of the people, I think, and they're still looking for like 11 more or some shit like that. So it was a big coordinated heist, and it happened 2 months ago. They didn't say nothing about it until just yesterday. They dropped the news about it. But we got some more news. We got possibly the last video of a person we'll ever see, maybe. But we got another Boeing whistleblower. Here we go, came out.
Effectively, they are putting out defective airplanes.
Another Boeing whistleblower sounding the alarm to U.S. lawmakers. Sam Salapore says Boeing's 787 Dreamliner, flown by several airlines, including Air Canada and WestJet, has a potentially fatal flaw, gaps in the fuselage, that could cause the aircraft to break apart midair.
I have serious concerns about the safety of the 787 and 777 aircraft, and I'm willing to take on professional risk to talk about them.
Salapore, a quality engineer still at Boeing, says he raised concerns about the fuselage gaps over 3 years.
He said, I'm willing to take a professional risk. Dog, you taking a professional risk, a personal risk, every kind of financial risk, every kind of risk you could take. Bro, you're playing the game of risk in real life right now. Like this, how long you think this motherfucker's got? You think that...
I mean...
We've seen what happened to the last one.
It could be anywhere from fucking 2 weeks to 6 years till he shoots himself in the face 5 times, you know?
Yeah, we know it's going to happen. We just saw what happened to the last one, like literally right after he got out of the fucking testimony. But anyway, so we got some crazy news. This is some news in my personal life. My girl is at Disney. This is the last little piece of news. My girl's at Disney the last couple days with her family. And I was bugging out on the phone with Pablo the other night because guess who is at Disney when my girl is at Disney? Kanye. And my girl calls me. She says, yo, you're not going to believe this shit. I took a picture getting off the ride. We just rode Space Mountain with Kanye West. I'm like, no fucking way. So here we go. We got the picture right here. We got the proof. That's Kanye and his girl. And you see her in her wacky outfit. And I was like, yo, I got to show these motherfuckers more proof that my girl rode the ride with Kanye. So here we go. I got a little video about this bitch and her funky ass fashion choices.
Damn, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, so when I made a video on this morning, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It has to do with what Bianca Sensory was wearing at Disneyland. Well, I was just, on Google.
She got canceled, basically.
Somebody wrote, why didn't Disney refuse entry? She is not suitably attired for a family environment. Someone also said,
yeah, my girl, big news. I mean, in my world, at least, pretty fucking dope. My girl rode the motherfucking Space Mountain with Kanye. That's fucking dope, dog.
Yeah, I'm as a Cuban and a person from Miami, we don't support patas sucias. If you're a girl who makes a fashion choice to wear fucking heels and go to a place like that, that's on you. You take them shoes off. Disgusting. But she don't even fucking wear shoes. She throws on.
Yeah, she didn't even have heels, dog. She just wore her shit like that. She didn't even bring heels. It wasn't even like she had heels on and she took them off. She just showed up to the fucking park like that, dog. And it's like, aren't you worried about catching some kind of fucking infection? But besides that, it's like, yo, I went to Disney 3 times last year with my girl. This is the first fucking trip. I'm like, nah, babe, I'm going to hang back. I got to work. I got to do my podcast. I got all this to do. And then this shit happens. This is my life, bro. But anyway, we had some great news. We had some depressing news. We had a little lighthearted news at the end. Now we're going to get into the best medicine.
We're struggling right now through all of that strife that's going on out there. We just want you guys to know that we're with you on that. It's a very sad situation, man. Nobody should be fighting right now.
Yes. Now, let's get away from fighting. Well, there's going to be a couple fighting videos up in this bitch, but we're going to get right into the best medicine. How you feeling about this episode, my friend, of the best medicine? I got some good videos
loaded. Fucking stitches about me right here because I'm an ADHD sufferer.
Yo.
And I actually struggle with this fucking issue.
Me too, dog. Yo, me and you trying to have a conversation is the worst thing in the world because we'll start on one topic and then within 20 minutes we're like 20 topics away because we keep interrupting each other. But know this, and then we're like 20 steps away from the conversation we started in the beginning. But we're gonna get into it. Here we go.
We can't see anything. Inside. Fight it. Resist. I can't. You must.
Yo, and this one too, dog. This one's great. Hold up.
I don't know her name, but she's got a couple good videos.
Yeah.
I am on.
He got scared. That's all it was.
So me, I don't deal with this shit anymore because I go to the dispo. I don't know if you deal with this anymore, but this is definitely a problem of our past.
On a remote island on the edge of the Gulf of Alaska at the very top of the Pacific Ocean.
Yo, that's every fucking dealer when they're like, yo, I'm 5 minutes away. He ain't 5 minutes away. That motherfucker is half a continent away and you're going to be waiting about 4 hours for him. But are you ready for this one, Pablo? Because just get ready because you about to die.
Oh, shit.
Yo, you know he had the worst road rash. Huh?
It was a little road rash. Get it?
It was just a little road rash. You remember this, dog?
Right. Yo, I used to play Super Nintendo to like the last, like about what, 3 years ago? That was a constant struggle. You want to know something funny too? When you get those old games, I remember when I was a kid, it would say on the box, "Do not blow into the cartridges because it fucks them up." You're actually supposed to get a brush and brush them out, but nobody ever did that shit.
We just, but it always worked. It always worked. I bet they put that shit in the instruction because they probably sold the special brush you had to buy.
I'm sure it was like probably $80.
Yeah, don't blow in it. We got this special brush you're gonna need. But anyway, so let's get into this video. Yo, this is great because everybody for the footage of the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion fight that got Tory locked up and jammed up in the situation that he's in, and we found it. Here we go.
Well, he looks like Kevin Hart. Hey, it's still a man. It's still a man. That's why.
Oh, shit. Go help him, boy. Go help him, boy. Help him, boy.
Yo, she bullying him.
Well, I mean,
She
he was trying to put her down on her ass. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you pick that, bro. You pick that. You don't know. What the fuck?
Yo, this one's great, dog. He's like, yo, out here talking shit. He's gonna challenge one of the young bucks. This is why I don't challenge young bucks. As I'm getting older, I don't do it no more.
Man, all these women like him right here. Hey, you old as hell. Hey, come in here real quick.
Pay attention, Pablo.
They also...
Yo, he just grabbed his legs and fucking...
Yo, but that wasn't fuck. That was illegal as fuck. That wasn't even fair.
I know but that's because these young boys is wild, bro. They don't give a fuck about illegal. Yo, he's just trying to prove a point. All right, so they studied like gay people sound and whether you can determine whether a person's gay or straight. Check this out, though.
Studied the way gay and straight people talk.
Hey, how's it going? I drive a Chevy C10.
Sounds straight to me.
And is straight. I'm saving the world by driving an electric vehicle.
Gay.
I was waiting for the list. I was waiting for the...
I know, they should have done that. They should have done that. They missed the opportunity to do that, but yo, check it.
Speaking about gay.
People, for real, people are now going back to a lot of Meek's lyrics that he had in the past, and they're finding some weird shit in them. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here's an example.
Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. Bitch, I'm the king of...
He said, I hope they forgive me from what I did with Diddy. That's an old song. Yo, so it's like, what is he fucking talking about, bro? What the fuck is he... What did he do with Diddy?
They snitch on themselves nowadays, man. They always been doing that shit. Motherfucker, YNW Melly, whatever, you know. Hey, listen, I like his music, but the motherfucker snitched himself out too. He was a piece of shit, my opinion.
Yeah, I bet when he lined up to record that interview or that intro to that song, he did not think that Diddy's house was gonna get raided one day about some sex shit. He thought they was untouchable, but let's get back into it. This old lady definitely knows something about the BBC. You ready?
Hey, what? Hey.
Get it, Grandma. Yo, she done got clapped out, bro. You know it. You know she done got clapped out in your life,
Yo, she almost had a fucking heart attack. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, this guy, I like this guy because you know what? He uses shit to his advantage. I really like him. Hey, by the way, this ain't blackface?
I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna. I don't know what it is, but I got another Frenchie video lined up for you too because I know you love Frenchies. But anybody with a Frenchie or been around a Frenchie knows.
Bulldogs, man. Those bulldogs and Frenchies, they love to test you. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
This
extraordinary creature.
Rare National Geographic segment that just went. People didn't see it a couple years ago.
Yeah, this was a great one.
Blind, half deaf, and this is just about as fast as it can move.
Yo, but here we go. This is, I know you know this, Pablo. I know you know this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I'm looking for this picture now.
Oh la la. Oh, king in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
Yo. I thought that was hilarious because my girls' cats do that all the time. And here we go.
Sasha, man. Shout to Sasha. He's always testing fucking barriers and shit.
We got video footage of the Temu factory right here. They got all their little kids ready to go to work for the day. They're hyping them up. Hyping all the little Chinese kids up to go to work.
So you're gonna move that to here, that to here,
Sticker. Move a package.
We don't got nothing like that here.
They're literally doing the, all right, package from one line to another, and then the sticker. They're getting ready. They're doing the movements. They're getting ready for the movements. Here we go. Here's your other Frenchie video, dog. You ready?
Yo, why do they do that? They do that shit all the fucking time, dog.
Yo, I know they're fucking weird dogs, bro. They're so fucking weird. But here we go. This is cats when they're throwing up. My girls' cats do this all the time because they fuck around and caught cat AIDS. But here we go.
Yo, this one. Great exercise. Underwater, man. There's a lot of resistance. Yeah, that's a lot of...
Here we go. That one had me dying. Here we go. ADHD problems.
Yo, I do struggle with that, man. Yo, at the gym, I know so many fucking people, and if I don't talk to you like 7 or 8 times in a row, nigga, I can't remember who the fuck you are.
Yeah, me, Doug, I've been working at a place now for a while, and I done had people their names like 20 times, and I still don't remember half their motherfucking names, bro. But here we go. This is fucking awesome. You ready? You're gonna like this one. So Vice did a documentary about sex offender rehabilitation, and it backfired.
We all out here in this world, and we all got to make it happen, and ain't nothing stopping me. So, like, I'm very hopeful and confident.
After this interview, Ashif sent a picture of his penis to our producer.
Attacking me! Where?
No, I can't, Doug. I can't fucking do it. Oh, I can't fucking do it, man. I can't do it. Just too fucking much, man. It's too much. What do you think about that last one?
Find a reason.
Huh?
To give a fuck. those people, man. It's hard to find a reason.
Yeah,
to give a
it's
fuck
hard
about them.
to, and it's like it just goes to show you, like, these people can't be fucking rehabilitated. They proved it in their own documentary, trying to say that they can be rehabilitated, but it is what it is. So that's it for the best medicine. We're about to get into our one and only, my favorite segment of the show. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Cushion Conspiracy. How you feeling about this episode?
I love witches because I hate witches. So it's a great topic for me to learn about.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about witches. We're talking about mothers of dark castle. It's a little topic I dug up about when I was researching for the episode we did 2 weeks ago on Marina Abramovich and the other chick. Her name, she got a weird name. It's not on the top of my head right now. Huh? What you say, Doug?
Got the reference. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. But so we're gonna get into this documentary. It's about the Mothers of Darkness Castle. It's some fucking grim shit, dog. So we're gonna play it and we're gonna start it from the top. And if you got anything to add to the video, don't be afraid to let me know and chime in, and I'll stop it and we'll get into it.
Deep in the forest of Belgium, just outside the little village of Munau, lies a dark castle. A place so forbidden, many locals refuse to even speak of it. Shrouded in secrecy and heavily guarded, it is rumored to be home to unspeakable horrors.
Wait, it's gonna blow your fucking mind.
Officially, its name is Chateau Amaroy, aka the Mothers of Darkness Castle. It has been accused of being the epicenter of the Illuminati underworld, hosting some of the elite's darkest rituals, high-level monarch programming. Join me as we unlock the secrets of Mothers of Darkness Castle and discover why it has earned the nickname the most evil place on Earth.
One investigator said it was like going back to the Middle Ages.
One of the Illuminati's top ritual castles.
And of 1,000 points of light.
Yeah, so that's the little intro right there. And just want to say this Cushion Conspiracy is being powered by Gelato Cake #1. You know, it's a cross between gelato and wedding cake. Just wanted to add that in there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get back into it. This is some for real dark shit.
The elite
So get
love
ready,
their
Pablo.
secluded castles and stately homes, far from the prying eyes of the public, where they can engage in perverse and strange practices for the worship of their ancient gods. In Belgium lies just such a castle, the menacing Chateau Amaroy. It has been named by researchers as one of the main ritual centers of the Illuminati, but researching it proves difficult. Little information about this castle is available, and the owners appear to be doing everything they can to keep it that way. Almost no pictures of the interior exist online. Even the BBC and National Geographic have allegedly been denied access. The castle's wooded perimeter is heavily guarded, with cameras, electric fences, tripwires, and more. The castle was originally built for Prince Philip of the notorious Saxe-Coburg-Gotha royal bloodline, the same family as the British royals, who are descended from Vlad the Impaler, the original Dracula.
It all traces back to the same people.
Today, it is owned by an elite family of Belgian industrialists called the Solvays. The Solvays are one of the wealthiest families in Belgium. They own large pharmaceutical and chemical companies responsible for the notorious drug Prozac and the industrial-scale production of fluoride and fluoride products that get added to the water we drink.
So that shit's crazy. So the people who own the castle's business is to make the fluoride that goes in the water supplies. And not just for Belgium either, like the US, all these places, right? And let's take it back. We actually have to do an episode on fluoride. That's coming soon. Do you know, Doug, what regime scientists were the ones that were like, yo, we're gonna fluoridate the water because we did these studies and it'll calcify the pineal gland where your DMT center is your third eye? Do you know who it was?
I'm shooting in the dark here, but I'm assuming the Nazis, right?
Or the Nazis, my friend. And this family traces back to the Nazis as well. All this shit is all connected. It's all crazy, but we're going to get back into it. I just wanted to add that.
Although officially named Chateau Amaroi, the castle is better known as the Mothers of Darkness Castle, due to it being the alleged meeting place of a special rank of Illuminati witches known as Mothers of Darkness. Mothers of Darkness are high adept witches who come from old satanic families. The macabre rituals they perform would make your blood run cold. The candidates for the Mothers of Darkness are subjected to ritual abuse from childhood, resulting in a dissociative mind that is easy to program. Most high-level Illuminati witches have some dissociated identities known as multiple personalities.
AKA crazy
Mothers
bitches.
of Darkness are programmed and initiated within the mysterious Chateau Amaroi.
Mothers of Darkness seem to be like deep satanic priestesses that have also then raised daughters and or granddaughters and have been over many of the women
keeping
involved.
it in the family,
so they
keeping it in the
are
bloodline.
deeply well known in the underground of satanic ritual abuse and multiple personality disorder.
But these elite witches aren't the only reason the castle maintains such strict privacy. The site is also said to be home to the Belgian elite's satanic Eyes Wide Shut parties, which involve children and are usually filmed for blackmail. This was all revealed during the infamous Dutroux scandal that nearly caused a revolution in Belgium and saw the resignation of top officials. It all began in the early 90s, when children started going missing in alarming numbers. It took Belgian authorities 4 years to arrest a man named Marc Dutroux, despite numerous credible tip-offs that he was kidnapping and holding girls prisoner, including one from his own mother. Dutroux was procuring these children for the Belgian political elite and aristocracy to use as party favors for their blackmail operations. After the scandal broke, one Belgian...
Who does that sound like, my friend? What does that sound like? Does that sound like another Jeffrey Epstein? Or what?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's another Jeffrey Epstein. And everybody thinks like, oh, Epstein's dead. They got him. No, he fucked up because he was so flamboyant and out in the open and in the media. If you don't think they're
these people are usually introverts. Yeah, usually stay out of the fucking media eye and stay in. They're indoor fucking hermits. They only go out to hunt and they come back with their fucking prize. No, this is not. That was one really big fuck up he did.
Yeah,
and he brought to a lot of people.
For every Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and this guy who got caught and fucking John of God, who's friends with Oprah. And man, we're going to go through a whole list of famous people involved. Laura Silsby with Clinton and them with Haiti, the kids from Haiti and shit. For every one of them that gets caught, there's 100 motherfuckers that don't. This is the worst, one of the worst problems throughout the world. Just go look at how many kids go missing throughout the world every fucking year.
What do you think it is about being rich that you want to fucking diddle kids, huh?
It's because it's not about being rich. It's about when you get to a certain level of being rich, it opens certain doors to power. And when you get to them certain levels of power, you realize, oh shit, it's all black magic, Saturnalia, Saturn worship, Luciferian fucking dark occult shit. And if you wanna continue, it's basically you have no choice but to participate at that point, because they're gonna open the curtain to you, and you're going to either join, and if you don't, they're going to ruin you or kill you, because at the end of the day, they can't have nobody out there going, oh, yo, I went to this party and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da and this happened and that happened. And it's
whatever happened to the UFC fighter? What's his name?
The boxer, Ryan Garcia.
Okay.
They're just they're making him look like he's crazy, but that's par for the course. Let's get back into it.
Senator noted that such parties were part of a system which operates to this day and is used to blackmail highly placed people. The same system of blackmail operates all over the Western world and is one of the Illuminati's primary means of control. The Dutroux witness files are replete with stories of such parties taking place in castles, and one specifically named the Chateau Amaroi.
And so I exposed this ritual castle in southern Belgium. And at first, this was in 1991, and a number of years transpired, and it was like I was a voice in the wilderness and nobody had heard. But eventually it did get heard. And what happened is in Belgium, the Belgian government was toppled. They had big protests in Brussels a couple times where there were over 500,000 Belgians protesting their government. And the reason why is because there was a big scandal that broke loose.
So I just want to say, I want to give this guy credit. If you're into conspiracies, right? That guy on the screen right there, Fritz Springer, Bloodlines Illuminati. I haven't read it per se, but I did listen to it 2 times, the audiobook on the picker at Amazon, driving on the picker, doing work, you know what I'm saying? Amazing fucking book, super knowledgeable guy, incredible fucking researcher. Huh?
I'm gonna give it a listen.
Yeah, it's an incredible book. It's a long listen, but it's definitely a listen that's worth it. So let's get back into it and let's let a legend speak.
Where people had discovered that there were satanic covens in their government, the government of Belgium, and this got connected in, and people then were able to connect what was going on and some of the people back to this castle that I had exposed.
Because Belgium is the global center of the European Union and NATO, many of the so-called elite from around the world attend these parties. A Belgian newspaper reported that a former commissioner of the European Union was among a group of judges, lawyers, and policemen who attended orgies organized by one of Dutroux's assistants.
Sorry, this comes from the Sunday Times back in 1996, but here goes. Quote, Brussels satanic sects involved in bizarre rites, including human sacrifice, are being linked by Belgian police with this summer's string of grisly pedophile murders in which at least 4 children died. 5 witnesses came forward last week and described how black masses were held and which children were killed in front of audiences were said to have included prominent members of Belgian society.
Many of these witnesses described hunting parties, where children were allowed to run in the forest and then hunted down like animals. These adrenaline-pumping events are said to be a favorite of the psychopathic elite.
And yo, they show us in movies all the time. I feel like, how many movies have you seen where it's that scenario where the rich elite have some hunting party with some fucking people they just took from anywhere, or like some hostile shit, or there's
a new movie. I'm about to give a watch in the next couple of days when I got a chance. It's called The Menu.
Yes, that is a fucking amazing. That's it. It's a little different concept, but it's than what we're talking about, because it's like not the elites killing the working class or I hate saying that word because it's like communist, but like the poor, the peasants. It's more the peasants killing the elite. It's the other way around. Fuck, I might have fucked that up for you.
Right.
But
no, it won't ruin it.
But yeah,
I get.
So, and I feel like these directors who make these movies, they make them, they've been to these things and they're like, they think it's cool. And they're like, oh shit, this is going to be my next movie. Like, I got to just write a script of what happened tonight and just change the names and shit. Like, we can't think that that doesn't happen. I feel like it does. And it is what it is, man. The world is crazy.
Abuse survivors Kathy O'Brien, Fiona Barnett, and Paul Benassi all have described similar hunting parties.
We're going to talk about all those people he listed in detail in their own episodes. We'll get into that down the line.
Most dangerous game. I was stripped of my clothing. I was allowed to wear tennis shoes and told that I could have a head start and begin running before I would be hunted down. My exposure to it resulted in my believing I had no place to run and no place to hide. It seemed there were no limits to what could happen in my existence at that time. It was the most extreme, one of the most extreme situations I think I ever survived.
One investigator remarked that it was like something out of the middle.
What's that, boss?
Well, I mean, how much more extreme can it get?
Yeah, it doesn't get much more extreme than that. Like, because imagine for the average person to just be taken and put into that fucking situation, bro. That's got to be fucking crazy.
You know, I think in those woods, the panic, the fucking adrenaline rush.
Exactly. They make, in the movies, they make it look like, oh, it's fucking easy to survive. Or, you know, some people, they portray them to be dumb and like they get killed easily. But that would be most people. It's like, most people wouldn't know what the fuck to do. Like, and if the elite are taking people, they've done their research and they ain't bringing Mr. John fucking Rambo or homie that was in the fucking Navy SEALs or some shit like that to hunt. You know, they're taking some naive person, some fucking dork behind the desk, some fucking, you know, some fucking poor prostitute who's defenseless and don't have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not taking any chances. They're not taking any risks. And they want easy targets, man. These aren't highly skilled people. They're just highly skilled at occult dark shit. That's the only reason they're in power. That's the only reason they have what they have, because they pollute, they corrupt, they destroy. Every negative thing a human being or a group of human beings can do to other human beings, they do. And that's why they have the power that they have on this realm. But when they get to the next, my friend, they have a rude awakening. They have a really rude awakening.
Really?
Exactly. You gotta pay that price. You gotta pay that price for living that life here while you alive. But here we go. We're gonna get back into
Ages. Dutroux was heavily connected to the satanic underworld. One cult we know he provided children for is called Abraxas. Abraxas is an openly satanic group which names itself
Abraxas.
After a pot-bellied demon called Abraxas. In 1996, police discovered a note to Dutroux from a mysterious person calling themselves Anubis. The note informed Dutroux that a special ceremony was coming up and instructed him to provide quote-unquote presents for the high priestess of the Abraxas order, and even gave specific details as to the age and sex the presents should be. No doubt some of these children Dutroux kidnapped were delivered to the Mothers of Darkness Castle, where researchers have reported that child sacrifices take place nearly every day.
And I gave the location. Eyewitnesses who had been in rituals in the castle where children were sacrificed, and the blood of these children is drained, and quill pens are filled up, and the blood is used to write an account of what the Illuminati have done that day in bringing about the plan.
Ultimately, Dutroux was jailed, but his high-profile clients got off scot-free. A curtain of secrecy descended over the...
What does that sound like? Does that sound like...
Adrenaline Pro.
But, yeah, but hold up. What does that sound like of... He got jailed, another guy who got... All the high-ranking people got free. Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. Jeffrey Epstein fucking supposedly killed himself. I don't believe it. I believe he was snuck out of the jail. I think he's still alive somewhere. Ghislaine Maxwell, she got sentenced. She's in jail, supposedly. We don't know. They put her in some fucking facility for all we know. They got some fucking body double in there for standing in for her. They just have an empty cell that they're like, yeah, she's in this cell. Yep, you know. Once a year, they're going to have some ABC News interview where they're going to sneak her in, they're going to throw her in a jumpsuit, and they're going to say, oh, look, she's talking. Ghislaine Maxwell speaks, da-da-da-da-da, and she's going to reveal some fucking minute detail that doesn't make sense to anybody. Like, it's not going to implicate anybody important, and it's going to be a big hubbub. I see what's coming with that whole shit, but it's the same fucking game plan here, there, everywhere, right? Am I wrong?
No. I mean, shit, I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the oldest things. Again, I've mentioned this every other episode, but we will get into those red shoes and what that is.
Yeah.
It is somewhat related to something like this, yeah.
Yeah, it's highly related to exactly all of this. All of this is one big network, and it's when you dig deep and you go down into it and you really like start to see all the connections, it gets crazy, dog, and it gets scary, and it really makes you understand what this world is. But
you can fuck your head up, bro.
Yeah, but you could never be naive again, and then you could be a force for good and try to change the world by informing others like we're doing now. You know?
The entire case, and the investigation was stopped from going any further before the rest of the ring could be exposed.
Dutroux, qui était le prédateur isolé, entre guillemets, d'accord, qui faisait bouc émissaire pour protéger tout l'immense réseau belge qui implique en premier lieu les deux rois belges qui se sont succédés. Il faut le savoir.
It is no accident that this den of Satanism is located in Belgium. The small, picturesque nation on the border of France has been named by alternative researchers as an Illuminati capital and headquarters of the New World Order. It is home to the European Union and NATO, making it a central hub for high-level Luciferian rituals. International financiers, politicians, and businessmen come to Belgium for business and make a stopover at the Chateau Amaroi, or one of the region's many other satanic estates, to participate in the sacrifices and blood rituals required of an Illuminatus. Remember the Dutch banker Ronald Bernard, who claimed the top world leaders and financiers are forced to take part in satanic activities, and he himself was asked to attend a child sacrifice.
It was the good life. But then at some point, I was invited, which is why I'm telling you all this, to participate in sacrifices abroad.
It's a lot. That's a lot of emotion behind that.
That was the breaking point.
You could tell he's being real.
Children.
You were asked to do that?
Yes. And I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's raw emotion, dog. That's not somebody
making... The whole thing, eventually, in that world, is that they have everybody in their pocket. You need to be susceptible to blackmail. And blackmailing me proved to be very hard if I look back on it.
According to researcher David Icke's book, The Biggest Secret, Belgium, or Balgium, was actually established to be a headquarters for the satanic elite. And it is for this reason that the Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, aka the Windsor bloodline, was imposed to rule over it. Belgium is still ruled by a royal family, who are very much above the law. The aristocracy is deeply involved in satanic secret societies. At the '88 Republican National Convention, GOP loyalists cheered as George H.W. Bush took the stage to accept the party's presidential nomination. It was the first time America would hear a strange, mystical phrase that would become synonymous with President Bush: 1,000 points of light.
Check this out, bro.
I've spoken of 1,000 points of light.
Dream and 1,000 points of light.
Despite no one knowing what it meant, he went on to say it again at his inaugural address. Once again, few in the audience, except for members of the Illuminati, knew the significance of that bizarre.
Yo, this on the screen right now, my friend, is a card from a game that got released, an Illuminati card game back in the mid-90s. And there was a lot of crazy, weird shit in that game, and it like basically predicted 9/11 and a whole bunch of shit. And it was definitely a game that was made. We actually, that's a great episode for next week. We're gonna do an episode on that card game next week. It's gonna blow your fucking mind, bro. But let's get back into it. So 1,000,
I can't wait.
Yeah, 1,000 points of light.
Phrase, or the location to which it secretly referred. Inside Mothers of Darkness Castle is a special room used as the place of ceremony for the highest orders of the satanic hierarchy. Inside the ornate room are balconies and a magnificent dome containing 1,000 lights. This is what Bush was alluding to by 1,000 points of light.
But nobody bothered to question that. And he said that at least 4 to 6 times. I talked to a lady just recently in Baltimore. She came up right after the meeting in Baltimore, and she came up and she said, everything that you said tonight, I can verify. She said, because I was George Bush's campaign manager. And she proved it. She pulled out the campaign manager badge that she had when she was campaign manager, when he was going for presidential election. And she said, I was there the night that he made that address. And she says, now I understand what that meant. Because she said, I looked at George and I said, after he stepped off the platform, I said, George, I want to be, I don't know about that New World Order thing. She said, but I want to be a part of that 1,000 points of light. And she said, he grabbed her by the shoulder, looked her sternly in the face and said, I have no control over that.
It is also very telling that President Trump drew special attention to this old phrase at a rally held in Montana in 2018, reminding the audience of the bizarre nature and inexplicable meaning of the term.
All the rhetoric you used to hear, the 1,000 points of light. What the hell was that, by the way? 1,000 points of light. I never quite got that one. I'm trying to say, what the hell is that? Has anyone ever figured that one out?
YouTube has videos of people attempting to go near the...
That right there is like, I feel like that's Trump
making light of that situation.
Not only, but it's like, so he's controlled opposition. So he's got to be on one side and look like he's on one side. So it's like dropping breadcrumbs, like a little bit of information of some shit that people already researched and talked about. And then when people are like, oh, what is 1,000 points of light that Trump just said? And then they go down and then they search it and then they find this rabbit hole and they're like, oh, Trump's on our side. And it's like, he just dropped you a breadcrumb and people are already exposed and it don't really mean nothing just to look like he's on that side. But really, if you look at all the shit he's done besides that, it looks like he's on another side and he's just playing us for fools, right, Doug?
That's the majority of anybody that sits in that chair, man.
Yep.
Mothers of Darkness Castle and discovering elaborate security measures around the perimeter. One man who found the gate open claims his girlfriend went to knock on the door and was never heard from again.
I couldn't find any information
but the local
about
police
this.
said the people at the Chateau Amaroy claimed they never saw his girlfriend,
I think this guy
and
just
threatened
made it
him
up.
with trespassing charges.
The guy who put the post.
There are even rumors that the castle has tunnels beneath it that are connected to other locations.
But also, maybe they just wiped it from the internet.
From Vlad
You know
the
what I'm
Impaler
saying?
to Elizabeth Bathory, who bathed
That's
in the
very
blood of her
fast.
young servant girls, history provides numerous accounts of psychopathic elites whose victims are lured to dark castles, never to be seen again. Today, children continue to go missing, and a girl's body was found on the estate of Queen Elizabeth II. Maybe those tales hold more truth than we dare to admit. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and a special thanks to the supporters over at Patreon and PayPal for helping make productions like this possible. And now I'm excited to introduce official channel merchandise.
Well, I'm not knocking this shit or nothing. What I am gonna say is, like, right now I just saw the ending of this shit. You know what it reminded me of? Like those old videos that you would see on fucking Discovery Channel, like, Bigfoot, is it real? They found the toenail.
No,
You know
but
what I mean, like,
that was a random thing he threw in at the end there, but I let him get a little advertisement for his channel, free advertisement. Jay Meyer.
We're using your stuff, really. Oh, nothing against you.
Nah.
Appreciate.
But hey, I just personally I couldn't find any information out about that post other than that post. But that doesn't mean necessarily it's not true. It could just mean exactly what the guy said in the post. Like everybody just trying to shut him up, and like the cops aren't paying no attention and whatnot. But so that was Cushion Conspiracy, man. That was fucking deep. It was. That one got to me a little bit there, man. Like when I went down that rabbit hole, like not much gets to me anymore. But like I always find these things out, and I'm like, fuck, man.
Dark shit sits in the brain, nigga.
I know, dog. I know. But hey, we're gonna get away from the dark shit right now. We're gonna get into some education and some learning, and we're gonna get into our segment on the 48 laws of life. How you feeling about this?
This is without a doubt my favorite part of the whole. Like, it is Cushion Conspiracy is my second, but this right here, I love this because I feel like not just me, but the people who watch this hopefully get to leave with an extra fucking piece of information, and all this is really useful, man. This is going to be so useful for most people who watch every episode. At least watch the shorts that we have for these, because by the time the 48th episode comes out, man, there's a lot of information here on how to manipulate life around you.
Yeah.
In a positive.
Well, there's also in a negative way too. Everything that can be used for good can be used for bad, especially these laws can definitely be used for some very dark, nonsensical, evil shit. But we're not intending to use them that way. But we're getting into the third law, which is conceal your intentions. Okay, we're gonna start this little video. Again, credit to Illustratus for these beautiful videos that help us learn.
Conceal your intentions. Have you ever heard of a skillful general who intends to surprise a citadel announcing his plan to his enemy? Conceal your purpose and hide your progress. Do not disclose the extent of your designs until they cannot be opposed, until the combat is over. Win the victory before you declare the war. In a word, imitate those warlike people whose designs are not known except by the ravaged country through which they have passed. Ninon de Lenclon. It takes effort to control your tongue and monitor what you reveal. It is much more prudent to tailor your words, telling people what they want to hear rather than the coarse and ugly truth of what you feel or think. More important, by being unabashedly open, you make yourself so predictable and familiar that it is almost impossible to respect or fear you, and power will not accrue to a person who cannot inspire such emotions. Train yourself in the art of concealing your intentions, master the art, and you will always have the upper hand. Our first instinct is to always trust appearances. This fact makes it relatively easy to conceal one's intentions. Let's talk about how people conceal intentions and fool you. Use decoyed objects of desire to throw people off. Support an idea or cause that is actually contrary to your own sentiments but will help you achieve your goal. Use this tactic in the following manner. Hide your intentions not by closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious, but by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not your real ones. You will kill 3 birds with 1 stone. You appear friendly, open, and trusting. You conceal your intentions, and you send your rivals on time-consuming wild goose chases. False sincerity. People easily mistake sincerity for honesty. Remember, their first instinct is to trust.
I just want to stop it there and say, I feel like that's exactly what Israel's doing right now with Iran. How they're like, oh, we're going to attack now. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to attack now. Oh, wait, no, we're not. We're going to cancel that one. Oh, we're going to wait till Passover. That's exactly where we're seeing this law play out in real time, my friend.
Appearances, and since they value honesty and want to believe in the honesty of those around them, they will rarely doubt you or see through your act. Seeming to believe what you say gives your words great weight. Remember, the best deceivers do everything they can to cloak their roguish qualities. They cultivate an air of honesty in one area to disguise their dishonesty in others. Honesty is merely another decoy in their arsenal of weapons. Bland facial expression. Behind a bland, unreadable exterior, all sorts of mayhem can be planned without detection. This is a weapon that the most powerful men in history have learned to perfect. Noble gesture. People want to believe apparently noble gestures are genuine, for the belief is pleasant. They rarely notice how deceptive these gestures can be. Appearing to belong to a group. The tendency to mistake appearances for reality, the feeling that if someone seems to belong to your group, their belonging must be real. This habit makes the seamless blend a very effective front. The trick is simple. You simply blend in with those around you, and the better you blend in, the less suspicious you become. Remember, it takes patience and humility to dull your brilliant colors, to put on the mask of the unconspicuous. Do not despair at having to wear such a bland mask. It is often your unreadability that draws people to you and makes you appear a person of power. But how do people apply these ways to fool you? Simply dangle an object you seem to desire, a goal you seem to aim for in front of people's eyes, and they will take the appearance for reality. Once their eyes focus on the decoy, they will fail to notice what you're really up to. Politicians use this all the time. Our first historical example would be decoyed objects of desire and making a woman fall in love. The Marquis or Marquise de Sévigné was inexperienced in the art of love. He confided in the infamous courtesan of 17th century France, Ninon de Lenclon, to instruct him on how to seduce a difficult young countess. She made him follow a plan over a number of weeks where the Marquise would be appearing in public always surrounded by beautiful women in the very places the Countess would be expected to see him. He was supposed to assume an air of nonchalance. This increased the jealousy of the young Countess, who was not sure of his interest in her. One day the Marquise, unable to control his passion, broke from Ninon's plan and blurted out to the Countess that he loved her. After this admission, the Countess no longer found him interesting and avoided him. The whole premise of dating is based on games, wild moves, and being unpredictable. If you display your feelings too soon, it becomes an artless show of passion, a door closed that would never open again. In seduction, set up conflicting signals such as desire and indifference, and you not only throw them off the scent, you inflame their desire to possess you. Another example, Otto von Bismarck became Prime Minister of Prussia. Otto von Bismarck was a deputy in the Prussian parliament at a time when many fellow deputies thought it was possible to go to war against Austria and defeat it. Bismarck wanted to go to war, but he knew that the king was not in favor of it. He also knew the Prussian army was not prepared, so he devised a clever way. He publicly stated his praises for the Austrians and talked about the madness of war. Many deputies changed their votes. Had Bismarck announced his real intentions, arguing it was better to wait now and fight later, he would not have won. Most Prussians wanted to go to war at that moment and mistakenly believed their army to be superior to the Austrians. Had he gone to the king, his sincerity would have been doubted. By giving misleading statements about wanting peace and concealing his true purpose, Bismarck's speech catapulted him to the position of prime minister. He later had the country go to war against the Austrians at the right time when he felt the Prussian army was more capable and united with Germany. Yet another example, the Duke of Marlborough used this in the Spanish Succession. During the War of the Spanish Succession in 1711, the Duke of Marlborough, head of the English army, wanted to destroy a key French fort because it protected a vital thoroughfare into France. Yet he knew that if he destroyed it, the French would realize what he wanted, to advance down that road. Instead, then he merely captured the fort and garrisoned it with some of his troops, making it appear as if he wanted it for some purpose of his own. The French attacked the fort and the Duke let them recapture it. Once they had it back, they destroyed it, figuring that the Duke had wanted it for some important reason. Now that the fort was gone, the road was unprotected and Marlborough could easily march into France. What else? Henry Kissinger used bland face to win opponents. Henry Kissinger would bore his opponents around the negotiating table to tears with his monotonous voice, his blank look, his endless recitations of details. Then, as their eyes glazed over, he would suddenly hit them with a list of bold terms. Caught off guard, they would be easily intimidated. As one poker manual explains it, while playing his hand, the good player is seldom an actor. Instead, he practices a bland behavior that minimizes readable turns, frustrates and confuses opponents, permits greater concentration. Spies use appearing to belong to a group method. During the Cold War of the 1950s and 60s, as is now notorious, a slew of British civil servants passed secrets to the Soviets. They went undetected for years because they were apparently decent chaps, had gone to all the right schools and fit the old boy network perfectly. So, I paid close attention to all the feedback I've received from you guys and switched up the reviewing of the book's content to a great deal. I hope you like it better this way, and
I like it better that way. How about you, my friend? That was
I didn't really notice a difference. I think it was. I always thought his shit was really well explained, well written, well spoken.
Exactly.
I am definitely guilty of this right here. Another law that I've learned that I knew already, but didn't know. Like, this makes it easier to use it. You know what I mean? Because this is something that I've done in my life where I've questioned myself on it. Does this make me a bad person? Where I'm like, hey, I'm like you. I'm definitely not like you. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Hey, have you ever thought about this, though? Like, because, we're the same. I'm just saying, like this. You ever thought about this thing? And then they hear me out. And then I'll just let it go. Come back. Break down that wall over time. And then I'll have somebody on my side. Yeah, I'm definitely...
Yeah.
That was conniving as fuck.
Yeah, that's why I said some of these laws, yeah, they could be used for good, but some of these laws are very what's a good word to mischievous. They're very mischievous. Definitely. So yeah, that was a great episode. I had a lot of fun. I feel like this is going smoother, getting better. What do you think, dog? How'd you like the episode?
I liked it. I'm sorry that I keep fucking yawning, bro. I'm so tired, and I have a long day ahead of me today.
Nah, it's all good. You're on the pre-daddy duty now. I understand. Not getting much sleep, working a lot, doing that overtime, doing everything we need to make this podcast go, and I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, brother. It's a circular thing. Life is a circle. Yes,
one hand washes the other. Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that was an awesome episode. Like I said before, I'll say it again. Everywhere you can find us, you'll find us at Malice the Podcast. That's anywhere you can find us. You might even find us in that old lady's room who was busting it out at the fucking the carnival. We might even be there. Type in at Malice the Podcast and find us there. Who knows? But hey, we're gonna leave you with some wise words. It's going to be another nice wise words from Mr. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. So,
Mr. Doctor. I like that.
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. It's good to leave these people with a little motivation. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's been real, y'all.
Safe.
Peace.
Well, if you're harmless, you're not virtuous. You're just harmless. You're like a rabbit. A rabbit isn't virtuous. It just can't do anything except get eaten. It's not virtuous. If you're a monster and you don't act monstrously, then you're virtuous. But you also have to be a monster. Well, you see this all the time. Harry Potter's like that too. It's like he's flawed, he's hurt, he's got evil in him. He can talk to snakes, man. He breaks rules all the time. All the time. He's not obedient at all. But, you know, he has a good reason for breaking the rules. And if he couldn't break the rules, him and his little clique of rule-breaking, you know, troublemakers, if they didn't break the rules, they wouldn't attain the highest goal. So it's very peculiar, but it's a very, very common mythological notion. You know, the hero has to be a monster, but a controlled monster.